Hi NSX owners. For some time now I've been promising to do a video review of the OEM stereo system Willmans electronics upgrade and the Carpuride 701 Pro Series 7-inch touchscreen. Before I get into the touchscreen, I want to discuss the radio. For those of you who are not familiar with Willmans electronics, Daryl Willmans has been upgrading these radios for years now. They're very popular. They retain the OEM look. They're plug and play, don't require any modifications. His original radio that he was using to upgrade to was a Clarion unit. So what he does is he guts the unit, replaces it with the new internals, and that's it. Returns it to you, you put it in and play. Mine worked fabulously for the 8 years I owned it. I also had Bose speakers rebuilt at the time, which still work great. About a year ago, I had the opportunity to upgrade to the newer unit that he is building, which is a Kenwood unit, which offers some advantages over the Clarion unit, which I will get into in a minute here. I am going to turn the radio on right now. It's going to start up in Bluetooth mode, which is the last mode I had it in. Whatever mode you had it in when you shut the car off, that's the mode it returns to. So if you have Bluetooth on your phone and your phone's in the car or even close to the car, it'll connect automatically and the connection's pretty fast. You'll see Carpuride start up. Don't worry about the glare on the screen. My camera's not focused on the Carpuride right now. It will be in a minute. So I have Bluetooth audio up. Now one of the advantages of the Kenwood unit is there's a lot more button functionality that is retained. I'll go through some of the functions you have on these buttons. You have obviously modes, you have volume control, you have seek left, seek right, tune down, tune up. You have presets for several stations. You have Alexa, and you have the option to answer phones. There is a microphone that comes with it. My microphone is mounted up on the center visor in the car. And the color on the readout is in orange, basically mimicking the colors of your dashboard lights. But that can be customized to whatever the owner wants to make it. So I'm going to go through some of the modes here, explain a couple of the other features. So right now on Bluetooth audio, aux inputs, which I have nothing hooked up to. Standby. If you hold the standby button long, it'll shut the radio off, and then you can just turn the radio back on again. Sirius XM. I do not have a subscription set up at the time, but I do have an antenna on the car. HD radio. Right now there's no reception because the antenna is down. I actually cut the wire control from the radio and I have it hardwired to a manual switch located inside the cigarette lighter compartment, so the antenna does not come up when I'm listening to other features on the radio. If I want FM, then I'll put the antenna up. USB front and USB rear. I have nothing connected in at the time. This radio also comes with two USB cables. The other Clarion unit had one. And they're both long enough to route just about anywhere in the car. I have one routed to the center console glove box for a iPod, and the other one's routed off and wedged up between the carpet and the glove box, and that can be used for another input, or you can use it for a charging port if you want. Back to Bluetooth audio. Now right now I am on Pandora through the smart screen, so I'm just going to play the audio for you for a bit here. I'll turn the volume up. Really hard to get a sense of the audio through the telephone's mic. So let's see what else I can think of on the radio. The radio works great. I love it. If you are in the market for a new radio because your old one is on its way out, or you just want to upgrade to a modern radio, I highly recommend Willmans Electronics. Daryl is great to work with. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you. It does come with a remote. You can access almost all the features on the radio with your remote. Anyway, as I was saying, Daryl's great to work with. I'll leave a link for his website on the end of this video, and give him a call, contact him through email or even text. He responds quick to text, and get the latest pricing on the radios. All right, I'm going to pause for a second because I'm going to refocus the camera on the Carpuride. Okay, the Carpuride I installed a couple of months ago. I went through a couple of different versions of this, and I ended up selecting the 701 Pro Series for several reasons, which I'll get into in a minute here. I have it powered off right now. I'm going to power it up so you can see the startup screen. The startup screen can be modified if you send Carpuride a file with whatever picture you want, and they'll send you a file back where you can update the screen on there. I will turn it on. It's going to connect to my phone. I'll just give it a minute here. My phone is already connected to the radio. It's got to connect to the Carpuride. It's connecting to my phone. Okay, once it's connected, this is the default screen I've got up here. It's showing Google Maps, and I've got Bluetooth up here, or Pandora, I should say. All right, so the Carpuride system integrates beautifully with the Willmans radio. It has what really makes it outstanding, it has two Bluetooth circuits. So it can communicate back and forth between the radio and the telephone simultaneously. So all the audio outputs go to the radio and are controlled by the radio. You control volume on the radio, and whatever else you want to control on the radio. It has the Bluetooth outputs. It has a USB output. USB is used for something else you might want to connect to it, like another iPod. What I use it for is hardwiring to the phone when I want to mirror the phone, and I'll show you how that works for a minute. It has AV inputs, and it has a camera input for a rear view camera, which I have installed. Before I go any further, I want to show you this underneath. Okay, that's the mount by Tim Nguyen. Tim did a great job designing this. Went through a couple different versions of it. The last version he had uses the two screws that hold the vent panel in place to secure it in there. It's pretty solidly in there, does not move around at all. As you can see, the gray connector on the side connects to the clock output, power supply, and provides power to the smart screen. He's got an adjustable angle on there, and he can provide you with whatever bracket you need for the type of screen you have. I think there's maybe 3, possibly 4 different types of brackets that these things use. So, I can put this back. It slides right on, locks in place. All right, so this is pure touchscreen. I can probably get the volume down. I can make that full screen. I can go back to Google, the maps. I can go back to the double screen. All right, I'm going to go into the menu now for the unit. All right, what you see up here now is iPlay, Auto, Android Auto, or A-Auto, AirPlay, and AutoLink. iPlay and AirPlay are for Bluetooth for an iPhone, mirroring an iPhone. Android Auto is for Bluetooth on an Android phone, and AutoLink is for mirroring an Android phone. Get into a little bit on that in a minute here. We also have an equalizer, which works great. It has some pre-programmed information on it. Pretty much leave it on standard right now. I haven't played with that much. We go back to the main menu. We have Bluetooth. That's telling me Bluetooth information. USB. It has a USB cable, like I said, either hardwired to the phone or to a device. It has a 64 gigabyte hard drive, scan disk in there that you purchase separately. 64 gigabyte, I think it's the max on this. And right now, between that card, my phone, and the iPod, I probably have enough music space for the 700 CD library I have, if I ever get around to installing it. But I'll put the card on here for a second so you can see what that is. Okay, back to the menu. Now transmit. Transmit is the FM or Bluetooth transmit. And what that does is you're designating what system that it is transmitting its sound from or to. So FM would be to an FM channel that you set on your radio. Bluetooth is through Bluetooth, obviously. Bluetooth is pretty much the standard that we use if you have Bluetooth, because it's much more reliable and than the FM transmit feature is. I'll go back to menu. Now we have settings. This is all the settings on the phone you can do. System version. We have this is the rear view camera setup. I can adjust the park lines, park line settings. I can change each one individually. What you do is you change a line, move it back or forth, and you just hit OK, close, back to that. Now, this is the tricky part. Not so tricky when you finally figure it out, but it's tricky because the instructions are very vague. When I was trying to go from my Android Auto Bluetooth to mirror the phone, I could not get it to work. It was telling me I had to either deselect Auto, and it made it sound like I had to deselect it on my phone, and select the Android wired link. Couldn't figure out how to do it. Well, this is where you do it. You don't do it on your phone. You do it on the unit here, and you have the same thing for iPhone. Right now I have Android Auto up, and all I would do is select the Auto link, and it would deselect the Auto. Then I connect the phone with the cable, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It'll be mirroring the phone. I'll go back to the main menu. Now, the reason why I want to mirror the phone is you can open up apps on your phone. You can see them on the screen. You could watch a video on the screen if you wanted to. I think Netflix is the only thing you can't watch, because Netflix does something that a signal prevents you from mirroring the phone onto another device to watch a Netflix movie. The reason why I use it for is this unit back here, which is suction cup to the windshield, is for the track. The device superimposes a dot for the car on a aerial photo of the track or a live image from a camera, and gives me all sorts of track information, G-forces, times, and all that sort of stuff. And I want to see that on the big screen. So that's the main reason why I wanted to make sure I had a good mirror capability on the unit. Let's see what else we got here. That's all. Oh, we have Wi-Fi connection on this. It's automatic. You set that up and you're done. Oh, now I'll go back to the other features on the phone. Click on Auto. Now, once you select Auto, your phone is going to ask you to approve Auto. And Auto, what it is all hands-free, just like you would have in any modern car today. It comes completely at hands-free. Text messaging comes through, and Google will ask you if you want to respond, and it's voice to text and text to voice. It works great. These other icons on here are basically preloaded on based upon the phone you're using. Most of them are already on your phone. I can go to Waze. Instead of using Google Maps, I can use Waze. I have WhatsApp. I have just about all the main apps you would need on your phone. I don't know why you... Oh, Amazon Music. I've got ChargePoint and Electrify America. That's from my wife's car, but it's on my phone. So obviously I don't need that in the NSX. So the unit works great. I'm going to show you the rear view mirror now, but I'm going to pause for a second because I got to take the camera off the tripod. All right, I'm going to put the car in reverse. So that's my rear view camera. That's my 4Runner out there. Like I said, those lines can be adjusted up or down or wherever. Now, I have a rear view camera on my rear view mirror, which I'm going to show you right here. But it is set higher. It's above the license plate. So the problem is I can't see curb stops or parking lot stops. I have to guess where it is once I pass the red line, so I don't crush my diffuser in the back there. But this camera is great for rear view camera action. The Wolfbox mirror is automatically recording on both cameras, and it records in a 3-minute loop, but keeps recording over and over again. Doesn't record over the 3-minute loop. It's just in 3-minute segments. And it has G sensors in it, so if I'm hit, it'll take a snapshot and timestamp when that happened. This camera is mounted below the license plate. It also contains a row of LEDs around the camera, which are great at night. It's very, very bright, and you're backing up, it looks like daylight. So routing the wires was not that difficult. It's through a grommet up behind the license plate, up through where the taillight wiring is along the side, and then through a grommet in the firewall, which comes out right by the TCS computer, down through the carpet, and then up to the panel here. All my wires for the Wolfbox are mounted up through the ceiling here, the headliner. So the system with the radio works great. It's pretty much plug and play, no modifications required, except you take your clock out, which it's always being reset anyway, because I'm always disconnecting the battery for one thing or another. One interesting thing on this thing the Willmans radio will maintain time even with the battery disconnected, and so will the Carpuride. So that's about it. I will leave a link for the one other thing. The Carpuride is always on sale. They're always running sales, especially around the holidays. I think I paid $239 for mine. I'm not quite sure. It was a while back. This is one of the more expensive models, but they do have even larger variety of models. If you get on the website, they have a bunch of different types, but this fits perfectly in the car, and with the two Bluetooth circuits is what I really want. Works great, and the phone mirroring. So that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section, and or you can email me. I'll leave a link to my email address, and hopefully I'll see you guys around.